Hey everyone, welcome back to another Talon Tea video. Today I am bringing you another Bitterleaf tea. First I will start by showing you the website pricing and description, so if you want to skip ahead, feel free. Plum Beauty 2025 Spring Mengsong Organic Raw Pu'er. There's not much to say about this tea that we haven't already said, except that it is now a certified organic tea. Having tested this tea back in 2007, we already knew this, but now its certifying bodies have caught up. That's a long time for them to take to certify it, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. I know a lot of farmers won't go out of their way to certify it because it's so expensive and does take so long. Rather, they'll just post the tests on their site, so that's a common thing. One of the longest standing teas in our lineup this year comes from the same 50-year-old Fargang left to grow garden in Mengsong with no pesticides or weed killers applied, no pruning, and minimal human intervention all around. This is hands down our preferred type of material as it often lends a richer flavor and texture, but at a more affordable level than Gushu, old or sometimes dubiously labeled wild trees. I do wonder the difference too, right? So this Fargang technique, which is left to grow, and then wild, which oftentimes a lot of teas, I've looked, not a lot, but a few I've looked more into, they'll be labeled wild, but really it's more the left to grow style. So I wonder the specifics and what it means to be left to grow versus wild. Wild being, is it just public property, like you're just walking down the road and you pick some leaves off a random tea tree that's there, or is it an owned property and you just kind of leave it alone? I don't know. While notes of stone fruit might be more elusive in the early years, you can expect them to become more obvious after some time with storage, 5+ years. In the meantime, this tea carries an impressive floral fragrance in the front, which is balanced out by a pleasant bitterness and some roughness, an expected trait of the region. We can confidently recommend this tea for long-term aging, as it performs well at every stage we tried it over the last decade. This goes for 20 cents a gram. Region is Mengsong, Xishuangbanna Prefecture. Picking period was March 24th through 29th, 2025. Going into pricing, for 3 7 to 8 gram Dragon Balls, it is only $5. For a cake like I have here, 200 grams, $39. And for a kilogram, 1 tea, so 5 200-gram cakes wrapped in bamboo, is $175. So not too bad a price, in my opinion. This sounds like one that they encourage you to let age rather than drinking it fresh, but it doesn't sound like it'll be bad fresh either. But it sounds like it'll definitely reach its proper maturity and best flavor after, according to them, 5 years. So frankly, this will probably be the only time I try it fresh. Otherwise, I'm just gonna let it sit and we wait. But yeah, let me get this unpacked. I'll show you the wrapper and then we will open it up and show you the leaves. All right, here's that packaging. Really cool looking, real interesting. I like it for sure. It has these I assume those are plum tree blossoms all over, and then she's sitting under it. Maybe that's like her kid with her, and she's like pointing at her forehead. I don't know what that is. Is that a flower, her third eye or something? I'm not sure what's going on there. But yeah, straight away taken out of the package, it smells quite potent actually. Quite a bit stronger smelling than all the other teas so far. Very potent scent on it. Then on the back here we have I guess the lady on the front looking like a little egghead. It's pretty funny actually. And it says "so beautiful." Yeah, this tea is quite nice smelling. It's very strong, even in the packaging, and compared to the other teas, right? Like mostly when caked, I feel like teas aren't super strong smelling. A good portion of the time until you break the leaves off, then you might smell a little more, depending on the tea, depending on how old it is, how it was stored, whatever. But so far, this is definitely the strongest smelling one by far. Quite nice color to it too already. Yeah, this does smell quite nice. It is quite floral. But I'm gonna do my best to break off 7 to 8 grams off here real quick, and then we will get that wash going. Alright, here are those leaves picked off the cake. Looking real nice. I think I picked it off pretty well, but already got quite a bit of color to it, but nice deep, like forest hunter green. Got some like golds in there, some whites, so looking good. I think it'll definitely take on a lot of color over time, over the next 5 years when I decide to drink it again. But we're gonna start that wash now. We're gonna go right below boiling, probably sitting at about 210 Fahrenheit. And we will do that wash pretty much as quickly as possible. Few leaves made it through. I did my best to pick the cake apart well, so it's not too bad, but liquid already looks pretty nice. Let's do a quick wet smell of these leaves. Very vegetal, very hay-like. Bit of a tang in there, a bit of like a sweet, kind of astringent smell to it. Not quite as floral as I was getting on the dry smell. I think the vegetal and the like sweet hay and kind of smell I'd associate with like some bitterness is kind of taken over. But now we are gonna quickly go in with that first steep. This is off the same heat I was using, so it's cooled down a little. It's probably sitting at like 208 now. And we'll let that go for, I don't know, 10 seconds or so. Alright, looking at the liquid, it's got a very deep orange color. Looking real nice. Not too cloudy, there's like a little opaqueness to it, but it's not too bad. It's pretty clear. A few specks made it through, but overall, very whole leaves. Very nice looking. Still nice dark green. Color didn't actually change too much when they got wet. If anything, they got a little darker. Yeah, it looks real nice though. Alright, I'm going to taste that first steep. This is Plum Beauty 2025 Spring Mengsong Organic Raw Pu'er. Definitely quite potent. Quite a fresh raw pu'er for sure. Quite a strong flavor. I kept the temp a little lower and kept the steep time pretty low, so I could definitely see it getting a good amount of bitterness if you did not control that. There so far is a very mild bitterness to it. It's very vegetal, very hay tasting. It tastes like a raw pu'er, you know? It tastes like a fresh raw pu'er. There's a bit of a floralness in there, but overall mostly vegetal and hay is what I'm getting. A little bit of a lingering sweetness and almost like a kind of a, I don't know, cigar or cigarette ash thing going on. I'm going to do this steep for, I don't know, another 10 seconds. See if any more flavors develop. But I definitely see what they mean about needing some age on it. They said 5+ years to get the stone fruit, because I'm not getting any fruitiness at all at the moment. Overwhelmingly, it's like straw or like hay and vegetal. And then there is like a little bit of floral in there, but there's not too much. And then there's definitely so far for me a mild bitterness, and I could definitely see it getting very bitter if you are not careful. Or maybe that's what you want. You could definitely push that bitterness. But yeah, overwhelmingly, I'd say hay. Like, you know, go to a farmyard, you have all those big bales of hay sitting around. It's the flavors like that smells. Not a bad thing, just something to note. But all right, I'm gonna taste that second steep. Let's see if it changed at all. Some of that hay grass, that hay, yeah, that hay straw kind of taste has definitely calmed down a bit. That first steep was very strong tasting of that. There's definitely a very present bitterness. Um, it's not super unpleasant. It is there though. Be aware that this tea just has a lingering bitterness. It's just present because I brewed that at a lower temperature and watched time pretty well, and it's definitely it's just there. Quite a moderate body. It still does have a little bit of that hay straw flavor. Good amount of vegetal flavor. Kind of a astringent note. A little bit mouth drying towards the end. It's like mouth watering at first and then becomes mouth drying. Um, Overall, it really just tastes like a really fresh raw pu'er. Nothing crazy about it. Kind of like what Bitterleaf Tea said. They don't have much to say about it, and I am not getting any of the fruity notes. They said you don't really get those until you age it, so there's that to note as well. Not a bad tea. I just don't think it's ready yet. Is all. So yeah, that's what I have to say on this one. I do have a feeling it has good bones. It's definitely not bad. It's definitely so far, despite the bitterness, not horribly bitter. I've had some that are more bitter. And there is a little bit of a sweetness that balances it out. Not a ton, but it's definitely there. Yeah, not a bad tea. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it if you're not into bitterness. If you are into a really mild bitterness, or maybe you want to try one, this might be a good one to start with. I would just, if you want more bitter, raise the temp, raise the steep time. If you want less bitter, lower the temp a bit, lower the steep time. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and leave a comment. Thanks for watching. See ya.